Did you know that pretending to be less capable in certain situations as you age can actually help protect your health, preserve your independence, and maintain your dignity? Sounds strange, doesn't it? But in fact, there are moments when not knowing something or feigning ignorance can be a wise strategy. As we age, there are many aspects of life that shift. Our bodies may not work as they used to, and our minds may not always be as sharp as they once were. It's natural, but it doesn't mean we need to face it head-on in every situation. There are moments when pretending to be less knowledgeable or less capable can actually protect us from unnecessary stress, avoid dangerous situations, or ensure our safety. In today's video, we'll explore the 7 situations where it's beneficial to pretend to be a little bit stupid in your old age. By the end of this video, you'll understand why these seemingly counterintuitive strategies are essential for ensuring your health, safety, and peace of mind as you get older. Make sure you watch the full video, and don't skip any points. If you miss even one, you might overlook a crucial strategy that could benefit your health and well-being. Stick with us till the end to learn all 7 situations, and how to navigate them with ease and confidence. Point 1. Pretend to be stupid when it comes to lifting heavy objects. As we age, one of the most critical aspects of maintaining our health and independence is being mindful of our physical limitations, especially when it comes to lifting heavy objects. Many seniors feel the need to maintain their independence and refuse help when it comes to tasks such as carrying groceries, furniture, or even just picking up things from the floor. However, this can be a dangerous mistake. Lifting heavy objects puts unnecessary strain on the body, particularly on the muscles, joints, and bones, which naturally weaken with age. Overexertion can lead to muscle strains, back pain, or even fractures, especially if you have conditions like osteoporosis or arthritis. Scientific studies have shown that as we age, our muscles and bones become weaker and less flexible. According to the National Institute on Aging, older adults are more prone to falls and injuries due to decreased muscle strength and balance. Additionally, lifting heavy objects improperly can cause a sudden, excessive load on the spine and joints, leading to long-term pain and complications. It's also important to note that the body's ability to recover from injuries slows down with age, meaning even a seemingly minor injury can have lasting consequences. A good example of this is Mrs. Thompson, a 72-year-old woman who had been living alone for many years. One day, she decided to move a heavy box by herself, thinking she could still manage. After lifting the box, she immediately felt sharp pain in her lower back. She didn't seek medical attention right away, thinking the pain would subside. Weeks later, her back pain worsened, leading to a diagnosis of a herniated disc. Mrs. Thompson's refusal to ask for help with lifting contributed to a longer recovery time and significant discomfort. Had she pretended to be too weak to lift the box, she could have avoided the injury altogether. This situation highlights the importance of recognizing your limits and asking for help when needed to ensure long-term health and safety. Point 2. Pretend to be stupid when navigating technology. As we age, technology continues to evolve at a rapid pace, and many seniors find themselves struggling to keep up with new gadgets, apps, and systems. It can be overwhelming to try to learn how to use smartphones, smart TVs, online banking, or other digital tools. However, pretending not to know how to use these technologies can sometimes be a wise move, especially when it allows others, such as family members or friends, to step in and offer their support. Instead of feeling frustrated or embarrassed, feigning ignorance can be a way to encourage younger people to assist without feeling pressured or guilty. This approach can also help seniors avoid unnecessary stress and make technology feel more approachable. Scientific research has shown that as people age, cognitive functions such as memory and processing speed can decline, making it more difficult to learn and adapt to new technologies. According to a study published by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, older adults often experience digital exclusion, which refers to difficulty accessing or using technology due to physical or cognitive limitations. For seniors, being asked to figure out complex digital tasks on their own can create a sense of anxiety or even lead to avoidance of technology altogether. The fear of not understanding how something works can result in isolation or frustration, further impacting mental health. A real-life example of this is Mrs. Clark, a 74-year-old woman who had trouble setting up her new smartphone. Instead of trying to struggle with the device on her own, she called her grandson for help, pretending that she was too old to understand the technology. Her grandson not only helped her set it up, but also took the opportunity to teach her how to use it properly. This allowed Mrs. Clark to learn at her own pace, and her grandson appreciated the chance to spend time with her. In this case, pretending not to know how to operate her phone resulted in a positive outcome, showing that it's okay to ask for help and allow others to guide you through technological challenges. Point 3. Pretend to be stupid when you don't understand medical jargon. As we age, one of the most important things to manage is our health, particularly when it comes to understanding medical conditions and treatments. However, many seniors often feel pressured to appear knowledgeable or competent about their health, even when they don't fully understand certain aspects of their medical care. Pretending not to understand complex medical jargon can be an important strategy to ensure that you get the clarification you need, particularly from healthcare providers. If you don't understand something, it's crucial to ask for a simpler explanation or request further details. By feigning ignorance, seniors can encourage doctors to explain their conditions, medications, and treatments in a way that is easier to comprehend, which ultimately leads to better health outcomes and more informed decision-making. Scientific studies have shown that a lack of understanding about one's health can lead to poor health outcomes. For instance, research published in the Journal of Aging and Health found that older adults who were actively engaged in understanding their medical treatments were more likely to adhere to prescribed therapies, resulting in improved health. On the other hand, when patients don't fully understand what their doctors are saying, they might make mistakes with their medications, miss follow-up appointments, or fail to properly manage chronic conditions, all of which can worsen their health. Consider the example of Mr. Brown, a 78-year-old man who had been prescribed several medications for his heart condition. He initially felt embarrassed to admit that he didn't understand the terms his doctor was using, but after pretending not to know the details, he was able to ask for a clearer explanation. His doctor took the time to explain the medication's purpose and how to use it correctly. This allowed Mr. Brown to feel more confident and in control of his health, avoiding potential mistakes with his treatment. By pretending not to understand, Mr. Brown was able to ensure that he took the right steps to manage his health effectively. Point 4. Pretend to be stupid about financial decisions. As seniors age, they often find themselves in situations where they are asked to provide advice or share their experiences, especially with family members. While it's important to pass on wisdom and life lessons, pretending not to know certain things or avoiding giving unsolicited advice can actually be a beneficial strategy. Sometimes, providing too much advice or offering unsolicited opinions can put unnecessary pressure on children or younger family members, especially when they're already dealing with their own life challenges. By pretending to be less knowledgeable or avoiding advice, seniors can create a more balanced, healthy relationship where family members feel less judged and more empowered to make their own decisions. Research shows that as people grow older, they often feel a sense of responsibility to pass on knowledge and provide guidance. But studies also suggest that unsolicited advice can sometimes cause resentment or even strain relationships. In a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, researchers found that older adults who gave unsolicited advice to their children or grandchildren often reported a lack of satisfaction in their relationships, while those who were more reserved in offering advice tended to have more positive, supportive relationships with their loved ones. The study suggests that by allowing others the space to learn and make their own decisions, seniors can foster more respect and trust within their families. For example, Mrs. Carter, an 80-year-old woman, always tried to give advice to her daughter about her career and family life. However, over time, her daughter began to feel overwhelmed and resentful of the constant guidance. Mrs. Carter realized that by pretending to be less aware of the details of her daughter's life and stepping back, she was allowing her daughter to take ownership of her own decisions. This shift improved their relationship, allowing for more open communication and mutual respect, rather than a one-sided flow of advice. In this case, pretending to be out of the loop helped Mrs. Carter build a stronger, more supportive relationship with her daughter. Point 5. Pretend to be stupid about your health history to avoid oversharing. As we age, there is often a natural desire to remain independent and to avoid feeling like a burden to our loved ones. However, one of the most common mistakes seniors can make is not pretending to be less capable when it comes to asking for help. This can especially be true when it comes to physical tasks that may seem manageable but can actually put a strain on their health. For example, seniors may feel reluctant to ask for assistance with lifting heavy objects, managing household chores, or even with tasks like cooking or shopping. Pretending not to be able to handle these tasks can actually be a way to protect your health and prevent injury, ensuring that you don't overexert yourself or risk an accident. Research consistently shows that physical exertion beyond one's abilities can lead to increased risks of injury, particularly falls. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, falls are a leading cause of injury among seniors, contributing to fractures, head injuries, and long-term health complications. For seniors with conditions like arthritis, osteoporosis, or muscle weakness, performing physically demanding tasks without help can exacerbate these issues, leading to greater pain, discomfort, and a loss of independence over time. For instance, Mr. Nelson, a 76-year-old man, was always adamant about doing everything himself, from carrying heavy boxes to shoveling snow from his driveway. One winter, while lifting a large bag of salt, he injured his back and spent weeks in recovery. His daughter later admitted that she had been urging him to ask for help, but he felt it was important to prove he could manage on his own. After this experience, he began to pretend that certain tasks were too physically demanding for him, and this allowed him to receive help without feeling like he was imposing. This adjustment helped him avoid further injury and maintain a safer, more comfortable lifestyle. Point 6. Pretend to be stupid about what you can or cannot do physically. As we age, it's common for seniors to face physical and cognitive changes, making it harder to manage day-to-day tasks or remember certain details. In many cases, pretending not to know or remember things can actually be a helpful strategy for avoiding unnecessary stress, protecting mental health, and maintaining relationships. This approach allows family members and loved ones to take on the responsibility without causing feelings of guilt or frustration. Seniors may sometimes feel overwhelmed by the expectations placed on them or fear that they're becoming a burden. By pretending to forget or not know certain details, they open the door for others to step in and offer help without the need for direct requests. Scientific studies have shown that cognitive decline is a natural part of aging, with conditions like mild cognitive impairment or early-stage dementia becoming more common in older adults. A study published in the journal Alzheimer's and AMP Dementia found that cognitive decline can lead to difficulties with memory, decision-making, and day-to-day functioning. When seniors pretend not to know something, it may help them avoid situations where they would otherwise feel embarrassed or frustrated by their memory lapses, allowing them to maintain their dignity. Additionally, it gives their loved ones the opportunity to assist, which can reduce the senior's feelings of isolation or helplessness. Take the example of Mrs. Alvarez, a 78-year-old woman who often found herself forgetting small details, like where she placed her keys or what day it was. Instead of admitting her forgetfulness to her family, she would pretend she didn't remember, allowing her son to offer assistance. This approach helped Mrs. Alvarez maintain a sense of independence while still receiving the help she needed. Her son didn't feel burdened by constant requests, and they were able to preserve their relationship without the strain of her cognitive challenges. Point 7. Pretend to be stupid about the negative aspects of aging. As we age, our social roles and relationships can change, often leading to feelings of isolation or loneliness. Seniors might feel the pressure to stay socially active, even when it becomes increasingly difficult to keep up with the demands of family, friends, or community activities. In some cases, pretending not to be aware of certain social obligations or family dynamics can help maintain emotional well-being and reduce feelings of stress. For example, it can be beneficial to act as though you're unaware of certain family expectations, such as hosting gatherings or attending events, particularly when doing so would be physically or emotionally exhausting. This allows you to maintain boundaries, protect your energy, and avoid unnecessary stress without causing friction in your relationships. Scientific studies support the idea that maintaining healthy boundaries is important for mental and emotional health, particularly in seniors. Research published in the Journal of Aging and Health suggests that seniors who prioritize their well-being by setting limits on social engagements or family responsibilities report better mental health outcomes. Constantly trying to meet others' expectations can lead to burnout, depression, and feelings of resentment. Pretending not to be aware of obligations or saying no when necessary can help reduce this stress and improve overall life satisfaction. For instance, Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, both in their late 70s, found themselves overwhelmed by the constant requests from their children and grandchildren for help with various tasks. They felt guilty about turning them down, but the stress was taking a toll on their health. One day, Mr. Taylor decided to pretend that he had not received a call asking him to babysit for his grandchildren. By doing this, he allowed himself a well-deserved break without feeling guilty. Over time, this helped him maintain a healthier balance between family responsibilities and self-care, improving both his physical and emotional health. This approach ultimately allowed Mr. and Mrs. Taylor to keep their relationships with family intact while ensuring they were taking care of their own needs. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you wished you could ask for help but didn't want to burden anyone? Or maybe there was a time when pretending to be less capable helped you protect your well-being? I know many of us, especially as we get older, struggle with this. It's okay to admit that sometimes we need a little extra care or support. Please, share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. You're not alone in this journey. We're all here to support one another. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more advice on how to navigate life as you age with dignity and strength. You deserve to feel empowered, not overwhelmed. Stay smart, stay safe, and remember, sometimes pretending to be stupid is just another way to protect yourself and live a fuller, more secure life.